Hello and welcome to another Grumpy Eyes rehabilitation facility. Today we're gonna do a little social experiment, and I'm gonna talk a lot. I just recorded the video and it is really long, but if you stay tuned, maybe you can learn something and maybe you can understand my point of view a bit better. So to cut things short, let's just cut straight to the chase, cause yeah, it's a 35-minute video. Let's go!
Hello, my name is Grumpy. Grumpy Eye. Grumpy. Grumpy Eye. Grumpy. Grumpy Eye. Grumpy.
First off, let's talk about the channel, because we always do that. I'm going to be really quick with this. The channel has grown. I have 804 subscribers right now. I have a bunch of new views, a bunch of new guys that subscribe. I love you guys. Thank you for doing that. Patreon, I have like 10 patrons right now, and I love you to the sky. And I don't know if you even say that in English. I just translated it from Serbian, but yeah, if you want to become a Patreon, there's gonna be if you want to become a patron, Jesus fucking Christ, there's gonna be a link down in the info section of the video. Anyway, let's talk about some herd psychology. And yes, you heard me right. Anyway, some time ago there was an experiment done to monkeys, by humans of course, and that experiment was like something like this. There was like 5 monkeys in a cage. There was a string with like a bunch of bananas on top of the cage, and there was a ladder leading to the bananas. And once one of the monkeys tried to get to the bananas, they all got sprayed by extremely cold water, which they didn't like. And then the second monkey tried and they got sprayed by water again. And then the third monkey tried and they got sprayed by cold water again. So they just stopped trying. After a while, instead of one of the monkeys, they introduced a new monkey that was new to the cage, and they like expelled one of the monkeys from the cage. So again, we had 5 monkeys, but one of them was a new monkey. And when this new monkey, because he was new to the cage, when he tried to go for the bananas, the other 4 monkeys stopped him by like pretty much beating the shit out of him. So after a while, the researchers introduced new monkeys, and after some time, they've like completely changed the group. Like the first 5 monkeys were not even there in the cage anymore, but we had completely new 5 monkeys in the cage, and they did not go for the bananas because they knew that they will either get beaten up or they will jump another monkey if he tried to go for the bananas. Now, I'm just saying this, and I'm just gonna leave it there for you to try to understand what I'm trying to say, because like this is a Star Citizen channel, right? So there was a more humane test that was done on humans, and you can find it on YouTube. I'm gonna try to post the video here, but if it gets taken down, I'm gonna like cut it out. So basically, there was a hidden camera in a like, I don't know, ophthalmologist's office or something like that, and there was like a bunch of people inside of it, and a new guy. Most of the people inside of the office or the lobby where they waited, they were like people that are paid to do that. And there was a new guy or a new girl. You can find the video. You can probably see it on the screen right now. And she was completely new to the group. And whenever there was a beep inside the office, everybody stood up. And after a while, this girl that was new to the group, she started standing up every time. And she didn't know like why she's doing that, but like since the whole group is doing that, like why the fuck not, right? And after a while, they took out all the people that were inside of the office, and she was alone, and she was still standing up when she heard the beep. after some time, like a few minutes after that, there was a new guy that was introduced to the group, or like it wasn't a group because she was alone in the lobby, and he was a complete stranger. He came inside and he sat right next to her, and he saw her standing up when she heard the beep, and he was like, "Why the fuck are you standing up?" And she was like, "Well, I mean, everybody was standing up, so like I figured I should do it." And he did it too. And if you introduced more and more people, now the whole new group, with people that do not understand why are they standing up, but they would also stand up. And that's like pretty much the same thing as the monkey experiment, but done on humans, and it's a bit more humane, because like beeping and shit. So, my social experiment here is for you, the viewers, to like try to understand where I'm going with this. Now, the other thing that I wanted to talk about is there is a word in Serbian that I tried to translate using Google Translate, which like roughly translates to idol worshipping. In Serbian, you would say idolopoklonstvo, and it roughly translates to worshipping the idols. So you kneel before the idols. I mean, of course, figuratively, because like you don't really need to kneel, but you need to worship them, you need to believe in them, and you need to follow them blindly to be called an idol worshiper, right? So a long time ago when I was a kid, there was a story that I read, and I'm not sure who written it. It could be like one of the Serbian writers, which you probably won't know. It could be, I don't know, like a famous writer. I don't know, I was a kid. But this story really stuck to me. So basically the story was a bunch of people were following a man through, like, it's like a Moses story. And he was like leading them through deserts and through like rainforests and through like the roughest fucking terrain for people, but they have followed him for years and years because he told them that he would lead them to a better life, or the promised land. And after a while they have figured that he himself is blind, and they were following blindly a blind man, and that's like where this story ends pretty much, at least for me, in my brain, because maybe he fell down a cliff and everybody fucking followed him, but I forgot the ending. But the story pretty much stuck to me because I have grown up in Serbia. Serbia is, for you that don't know, is a part of, or was a part of Yugoslavia back in the, like, since 1918, where we were called the Kingdom of Yugoslavia, and like in 1945, after the Second World War, we were called the Socialist Federal Republic of Yugoslavia. We were comprised of Croatia, Slovenia, Macedonia, Montenegro, Serbia, and Bosnia and Herzegovina. And Kosovo, because like all of those countries have split up since like the 90s. And we were blind followers of Tito, Josip Broz Tito, who actually like made the non-aligned pact or non-aligned movement with like India and like Palestine and like a lot of countries that didn't want to like side with the West or the East. And we were happy, we were really good, but after a while, when Tito died, after like 10 years after Tito died, we have elected one of the worst fucking politicians ever, who led us into a civil war between our neighbors, or they're currently our neighbors, but they were our brothers before that. So we went into war with Croatia and with Bosnia and Herzegovina. After that, we went into war with the Albanians and Kosovo. And like, I'm gonna cut this story short because you really don't need a history lesson. But like, and I really like, I'm probably gonna like get some people pissed off because I didn't go deep into that. And and I don't want to impose my own fucking feelings about the topic, but a bunch of those guys from the 90s were like sentenced to life in prison, including our ex-president Slobodan Milosevic, or Slobodan Milosevic as we would call him in Serbian. But like most of them, including him, were sentenced to life in prison by the Hague, or the War Crimes Court in Hague in the Netherlands. But they were not the only ones that were leading the country back then. A bunch of them were in the cabinet, and you can see our president on the right side, our current president with a bunch of warmongers and his mentor. Just like the most disgusting beings in the world. Well, they are leading the country right now. After like 10 years after like Milosevic and people like him got sentenced to life in prison. So what I'm trying to say here is that people tend to believe in the lies by the bullshitters. And now, I am not comparing, if you think that I'm comparing CEG to our bullshit fucking warmongering government, no. But there is a similarity in human psychology. So, basically, our current president, he was elected in 2012, and his like whole cabinet and his whole like government is comprised by people from his own party, and we were led by one party pretty much, and things are not gonna change. But why did people believe in him that much to fucking vote for him? Because he has sold them a lie. Now, what kind of lies are those? Well, lies of wealth and us doing better in the next few years. And it's always the next few years. If you ask him, when are we gonna live better in Serbia, he's gonna say, well, 2 or 3 years tops. And he has been saying that since 2012. And now, 10 years later, we're about to hit 2022, like 10 years later, our standards are even fucking lower than they were before in like 2011, and he's still saying that in like 2 or 3 years tops, we are gonna get better. And that's straight up bullshit, because the only people that prosper are the leaders of his party, or him and his like friends from the party and his like colleagues and their families, and that's it. Like nobody else has anything, like nobody has prospered except them. So now we have another elections in like a few months from now, and again, like as always, they are promising a metro station in Belgrade, and Belgrade is the capital of Serbia, and we currently have like 2 metro stations, which are not really metro stations. They like most of it is not even fucking underground. And like compared to like Berlin, the capital of Germany, I was in Berlin like 2 years ago, and like the hotel was stationed right next to a metro station, of course, because like Berlin is fucking covered with metro stations, like U-Bahns and whatever it's called, like S-Bahns, I forgot. Never mind. If you're from Germany, just like tell me in the comments. Anyway, the thing is, that metro station in Germany was made in like, I think it was like 1922, but it could have been like 1928. It's something like that. But after the Second World War, it got completely fucking destroyed and demolished, but by like all the bombs and shit, but it was reconstructed in a year. And they had the underground metro stations. They were working. Like when the Berlin Wall fell, everything was connected again. No fucking problem. But in Serbia, I mean, if you see it as a race, we are way back, 100 fucking years back. And now they are promising us a metro. They promised it 4 years ago, and they promised it 4 years prior to that, so 8 years ago. So every time we have the same bullshit promises, and every time my people, like the Serbian people, elect the same fucking government. The same people, every fucking time. Like no exceptions. Like they will always vote for the wrong fucking guys. Now the opposition is the fucking same, so I'm pretty sure, I know that they are working with the government, and I don't want to give you proof because I'm gonna get killed. So it doesn't fucking matter. That is not a relevant topic to this. But people, the relevant thing here is that people tend to believe in false and bullshit promises, and it is worldwide. It is worldwide, and you know it, but I can only talk about the shit that I'm seeing every fucking day. So what I'm seeing when I get out is like floods every time the rain falls. What I see is gypsies, like Roma people from Serbia, that are like riding horses through people, homeless people, and roads that are completely dug out, or roads that are completely fucking broken. But we have skyscrapers, new fucking skyscrapers that are there just to look beautiful, but are already falling apart because they're like shit made. And then we have TV shows that are fucking amazing, just like people bashing on each other, punching each other, and being extremely toxic towards each other, like reality TV shows, because they are the most watched shows in Serbia. And then we have promises that we're gonna live better. It is the same thing as the Roman people from old Rome would say, bread and circuses or bread and games, where they had just bread and they were constantly hungry, but they had colosseums and shit to keep them entertained, and that's it. And that is pretty much what we have in Serbia right now. So poverty, censorship, crime, lies, deception, and fucking promises that are just making the world go around. And when we talk about idol worshipping, if you go and talk to any of the people that are living in the worst poverty, they will say that our president is the best fucking president that we ever had, because he is the main guy for everything. He knows everything, he deals with everything, and he has the best fucking dreams. And most of the people that you talk to would tell you that his dreams are the best fucking dreams ever. And you need to believe in those dreams or get the fuck out. Go away from Serbia. You're not a fucking Serb. You're not a Serbian if you do not believe in those dreams. You are anti-Serb. You're either paid to bash on him and on Serbia because he represents Serbia, because he is Serbia, or you're a fucking moron and you need to get the fuck out. And when you ask them, well, how can you think like this and have no money in your pocket, they will say, well, it's because we have to have no money right now because he has greater plans. And you need to understand that that kind of thinking came from all his associates and colleagues that are constantly on the media telling people that he is the main guy, that he is the best fucking president, and that he is gonna lead us to the fucking promised land. So back to the herd mentality. I was the leader of some protests here in Serbia. They were the biggest protests in the past 20 years after Milosevic. And those protests fell apart because of the opposition, because they were too greedy. They wanted them to themselves, and eventually they fell apart because they should have been people's protests. I'm not a fucking communist, but there is a difference between people's protests and opposition's protests. And we tried to keep those protests without any flags or anything, any party flags or whatever, and without any opposition leaders, because you need to understand all the protests are in fact political, but they need, if you really want to make a change without promoting a certain political movement, you need to keep it as people's protests. If people are fucking angry, let them be angry and let them fucking vent it out on the fucking streets, right? That is the only logical solution. But no, the opposition clearly didn't want that to happen. And then because the government was obviously sabotaging the protests since the very beginning, then the opposition started doing the same thing by because there's 6 million people in Serbia, and there's hundreds of thousands of people that are in the parties. So the main opposition party has 100,000 people, and the government or the ruling party has 700,000 members. So basically what they did, they just like tried to sabotage the protests over the media, and then they've spread the rumors through their party members. So basically when you have 1 million people spreading rumors and you have like 6.5 or 6 million people that are living in the country, and those rumors are gonna spread really, really fast, and people are gonna become opinionated after a while. And there lies the main fucking issue, because here's what happened. I called one of my best friends that I haven't seen in a while, because I was doing the protest and I had like my own shit to do. But I called her and I told her, you want to come to the protest with me? And she was like, well, I'm not sure who's leading the protests. And I wasn't exposing myself for the first like month and a half. Like we as an organization that we like built, we weren't exposing ourselves because like we didn't want people to know. Like it doesn't fucking matter who the leader is. It matters what the fucking message is, right? So I told her like, dude, like I'm leading the protests. And she was like, well, shit, really? And I was like, yeah. And she was like, well, I don't believe you. It must be led by some like higher force. And I was like which fucking, I don't know. I heard it was like George Soros fucking organized the protests and shit. Like, no, like, are you fucking listening to the message? Are you not agreeing with our demands? And she was like, well, yes, but I don't want to be a clown that just like was walking around the city and demanding some shit because George Soros fucking paid for it. And I was like, Jesus fucking Christ, you are my friend. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? I'm telling you, like, the protests fucking happen naturally as a response to something. It doesn't fucking matter for the topic. And I'm just calling you as a friend to, like, if you want to come there, if you want to be, like, if you want to, like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, seriously. And then I understood that, like, most of the people are like that. And that is where we come back to herd mentality. She heard that, badum-tush, from a bunch of different sources. She didn't check the sources. She didn't check if there's a fucking hidden agenda behind the sources, but she fucking believed it. And she believed it more than she believed in what I've said. Like, dude, I'm the fucking guy that's working on the fucking protests 24/7. I haven't slept. I even fucking had a bunch of panic attacks, fucking arrhythmia and like diabetes because of the fucking protest. Because I was just like trying to have more energy than like I actually have in my body. So I was just eating chocolate and sweets to fucking make it through the day, and it was nerve-wracking. The protests were nerve-wracking, like when people fucking follow you to your house when you have like, well, it's like national security, but it's Serbian, so it's BIA, it doesn't fucking matter what they're called. But when you have them stationed outside your door, it is fucking tough. And I'm telling you this as a friend, just fucking come to the protest, because I know that you are not happy with this government and like with the amount of money that you have in your wallet, because when you don't have enough money in your wallet, well, something is fucking wrong with the politics, because like other people in other countries have more money. So what the fuck is wrong with this country? This, Serbia, is actually a pretty wealthy country, but all the wealth goes to some people. Now, the only reason that we had the biggest fucking protests in Serbia in the past 20 years is because we had a bunch of celebrities fund the protests or come and like expose themselves and be like at the front of the protests. And what is that if not idol worshipping and believing in something that you should have believed in the first place, but the celebrities told you that you should believe that? Like, that is idol worshipping. And that is the same in all of the fucking countries and all of the people around the world. It is the same. Now, the funniest thing about that is that like people actually thought, after a while, they thought that the celebrities are leading the protests, even though the celebrities were there just to like make a few speeches and that's it. But people would rather believe that the celebrities led the protest than like a bunch of people that they probably don't know. I'm not that big of a musician in Serbia because of all of the censorship and etc. etc. But like, they will rather believe the celebrities than they will believe themselves and their fucking wallets in their pockets. Like, how is that a thing? Well, it is. It simply is. That's like people psychology. That's like basic fucking herd mentality and psychology. Now back to Star Citizen, because this is a Star Citizen channel. And to be honest, if you want to see any other games, just tell me in the comments below, because I'm thinking of branching out, because like Star Citizen doesn't really give you that much. And like, if you made through this video like the whole 25.5 minutes, you are a legend, first off. Secondly, you probably understood like why I am saying this, like why am I saying what I'm saying right now, and what it has to do with Star Citizen. If not, well, I mean, I'm just gonna explain it right now because I know that somebody's gonna report me and I'm gonna be called, I don't know, a fascist or whatever, but I'm gonna try to do it in like under 5 minutes so we can keep this like a 30-minute video. So next year Star Citizen will be in development for 10 years straight. So they started in 2012 and we are about to hit 2022. And people have spent a lot of money on promises. And people still believe those promises. And if you say that you don't really believe that some of those promises would actually come to fruition, not in like the next few years, well, you will be attacked by an angry mob of monkeys that just don't know better, that they just like came there and they were attacked when they said the same thing. So there is where the uniform thought is made. Like, you cannot have any other kinds of opinions except the common opinion that most of the community has, at least like most of the community that we can see, because they are the loudest. Now, if we talk about idol worshipping, well, we can look at Chris Roberts. He seems like a nice guy, but the whole thing around him was made that he has a dream, and the developers are trying to make his dream complete. And who are we to say that his dream is not the best fucking dream ever? And we need to believe in his dream, and we need to stay silent, and we need to sit down and shut the fuck up or get the fuck out if we do not believe in his dream. Because like all the devs, when you listen to Star Citizen Live or ISCs or whatever, they will constantly bring up his dream. And if you do not believe in it, you need to shut the fuck up. But do we know exactly what that dream is? We don't. We actually don't. We know some things around that dream, and we know that we have a bunch of promises that we will get a better game, that we will get better things in the game, and that we will get the best fucking game ever in the next couple of years. Well, in the next couple of years, well, not this year, but next, well, yeah, 10 years in the development, but and then in the next couple of years. So you see what I'm trying to say here, and that's where r/Star Citizen refunds subreddit was born, because they were separatists, because they were protesting, they want something else, they have another opinion, and that opinion was censored on the common Reddit, on the vanilla Reddit, on the Star Citizen Reddit, on Reddit. I'm not a Reddit guy, so I don't know the fucking terms, but you probably understand me. Anyway, the things that we should probably agree on, like both of the sides, the refund size and the r/Star Citizen Reddit, and me, the guy that's trying to be in between those sides, we should probably all agree on one topic. The topic is that we still have no game. And then you will see like white knights coming in and trying to fucking bash on me and people that don't understand that it is still an alpha. Dude, I have played a bunch of alphas. There's a bunch of alphas right now that you can play. Some of them you can play for free. And they are not in the state where Star Citizen is. The only thing that you can say about this game is that it looks gorgeous, and it does. But you need to understand that not everything that shines is actually gold. And I'm not here bashing on CAG or the development or the game itself. I want this game to be the best fucking game ever. I want it. I want, like, I'm pretty sure that, like, most of the people from Refund Star Citizen actually want this game to fucking come to fruition and to be the best fucking space game ever, because we need that. And that is the second common ground that we can have. The both sides of the community. We can have the common ground that we all need this game to fucking succeed. But as soon as you say something bad about the development of the game, you're either just like a dumb fuck that doesn't know that he's playing an alpha, or, after 10 years, or you are paid by someone to bash on CAG. Like, I had those comments a few times now. And yeah, I'm paid by the lizard people and George Soros himself. He first paid me to bring down the government of Serbia and the wonderful warmongering pricks that are in the office right now. And then he paid me, he actually sent me money over the lizard people from the hollow earth to fucking bash on CAG and the greatest game ever, because I'm bringing down the greatest government ever. So now, therefore, I should bring down CAG. What the fuck is that kind of thinking? Maybe, just maybe, I'm trying to be rational and objective. I'm trying to be in the middle. But that's not media. Like, media, you either have to be a Democrat or a Republican. You either have to be a leftist or a right-winger, and then you will have people that are subscribing to you and, like, praising everything you say. But no, dude, like, we need to be rational. We need to be in the middle. We need to understand each other. Because, like, most of the things that, like, left or right-wing media says is fucking bullshit. It is not remotely close to the truth. And we need to read between the lines to understand what is happening right now. But the internet is the worst fucking place right now, because, like, once you say something that is, like, challenging what the left or the right guys said on their channel, you're gonna get attacked by their fanboys. And you're gonna get a stamp on your forehead that you're an idiot, and then you have no idea what you're talking about, and that you're probably a fascist or a communist. It depends, like, who you talk to. And that is simply not an acceptable behavior to me or to anybody that is remotely civilized. And here we're talking about a game. So let's try to be civilized about it, and let's try to debate on the topics. We, as a community of people of like 3 million of us, should be able to debate on topics, should be able to post on Spectrum and tell the community that you're not happy with having no search bar in the inventory, and not get sabotaged by people that are saying, well, it's tier 0, it's fucking still an alpha, just go play another game. No, fuck no. You are not contributing to the community or to the game or to the developers like you think you are by defending the game. You are not. Try to find the bugs. Try to report the fucking issues. Try to tell the devs what you need in the game, because that dream that they always talk about, that's just a fucking marketing bullshit. You need to understand that it is just marketing bullshit. They probably have a short-term plan on what to do. They probably have like a kind of a long-term plan, like what they need to do, what the dream is to implement, but they have no idea. I'm pretty sure that they have no idea how to do most of the things, how they should look like. And when I say that the new inventory is bullshit and it looks like shit and you can't see your fucking character if you're close to a wall, and that we need a shift click or a control click or a search bar, you do not need to fucking attack me, because that is a true fucking statement. We need that. As players of a game, we need that, because we already have that in Windows, we already have that in fucking OS X, we already have that wherever. Like a few days ago, I saw a video of a guy. I just subscribed to him a few days ago, and he said how to make shields more interesting. And he made a video about the issues with bounty hunting and people that are just able to hop away from you if you don't kill them in the first run. And you're not gonna be able to kill them in the fucking first run because the game doesn't let you. And what happened then? He got attacked by the fucking White Knights. Like, okay. I mean, I told him, I commented, and I told him like you, if you say anything wrong, that anything is wrong about the game, you will be attacked immediately. Like, it is the best game ever, and if it's not the best game ever, well, it's an alpha. It doesn't work like that, guys. It doesn't fucking work like that. And like, to all the people that say that this game is still in development and that we need to hush and just wait it out because obviously we never played a game in development, well, fuck no. That's not how fucking development works. When you're testing the game, you need to give them feedback. You do not need to suck their dick off, you need to fucking tell them if something's wrong. And there's a lot of things that's wrong about this game. And about the future of the game. So, I'm just gonna leave you with this, and I'm gonna leave you and love you. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to bring a towel when you're traveling through space, and ta-ta-da-da-ta, leave a comment down below. What other game should I play? No, I'm serious, like... I'm getting sick and tired of Star Citizen, so I need to play another game. I'm waiting for Starfield, obviously, but what other kind of content do you guys want to see? If you made it this long, you're a fucking legend, and if you hear this, just type down in the comment what you think about the video and like what other kind of content that you want to see on this channel. Thank you, and I love you, and goodbye. Mwah.